Captain's log, stardate 48791.2. The crew is still catching his breath after the ambush. The Nausicaan mercenary vessel came out of nowhere, striking fast and brutal, using the severe sensor interference from the collapsed binary star to mask their approach. Akatsuki took some hits, but we held. Our weapons disabled the mercenary ship before they could escape or do more damage. Commander Kane deserves special commendation for his quick thinking, stopped a remote hack attempt meant to trigger the Nausicaan ship self-destruct. If it had succeeded, we would have lost any chance of learning who was behind these attacks. 5 survivors from the civilian freighter are in sickbay out of a crew of 19. Only 5 made it. Dr. Valen and his medical team worked tirelessly stabilizing them despite near-fatal injuries. Survivors have been moved to guest quarters for now, but the weight of the loss is heavy on us all. I've walked through sickbay enough times to recognize the quiet way the medical staff moves when they've seen too much death. The freighter itself is barely holding together, scorched and gutted, and we have to tow it out with a treacher beam if we want to achieve anything useful, though I am not sure how much of it is even salvageable. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Commander Rix is preparing boarding parties to the move to a Nausicaan ship. The crew knows it's a risk facing potential traps or sabotage, but we need answers. We've encountered too many of these ambushes recently. Someone is pulling the strings, and the Akatsuki tends to find out who. Out here, with the binary star's interference, culling our sensors, or flying half-blind, it makes it easier for them to strike, but we're not going to let them vanish in the dark without a trace. We will find out who's behind us. We are to those we can save. Hemlock.
Right, so we'll go ahead and jump to the bridge. On the bridge's view screen, it shows the disabled Nausicaan vessel drifting against the backdrop of the swirling stellar debris from the collapsed binary system. The ship's running lights flickering erratically. Damage reports are coming in from various sections of the Akatsuki, but nothing critical.
Get a tractor lock on that vessel. Let's make sure it doesn't drift too far away from us. Commander Rix, you have your orders.
Aye, ma'am. And Rix leaves the bridge to prepare the boarding party.
Mahawk will look over at the science station and say, Ensign, maintain a scan of the area. We don't want to be ambushed by anything else.
Yes, sir.
Right. So there's several things that you guys could do. So it's really just a case of letting me know what you guys are doing, and we'll jump to the appropriate places.
So Rix will be heading to the armory to gear up. If I need to do some kind of readying task to be able to bring equipment with me, I will do that if it's allowed.
I guess the big question is, are you guys rushing to try to get over to the Nausicaan ship, or are you taking your time? I guess we'll start there.
I feel like we're under some time pressure. because we don't know if anyone else is coming, any more raiders in the area, and whatever sent the self-destruct signal in the first place will attempt to do something else. So I think we're in kind of a time crunch.
Okay.
To get the
So
boarding over.
right. So I will give. I'll just give you maybe either a fitness security or a presence security, depending on how you wanted to do this. If you're trying to get the equipment yourself, we'll make it fitness security. If you're trying to order people to get the equipment together, we'll make it presence security. But either way, I'll make this a difficulty 0 task,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could bank your momentum that way.
Okay, I'll be a little bit ego and go fitness. Would any of my focuses apply here, like hand phasers, infiltration?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's just do a straight roll then. That's not good.
All right, so you gain a momentum. Luckily, you are the chief of security, so you reduce the opportunity cost of weapons and security teams by 1. So I don't even think you need to spend anything.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was going to take more stuff though, but yeah.
Yeah. It obviously depends on opportunity cost here.
Yeah.
But I think most of it gets, well, at least everything gets reduced by 1. It's just any escalation. So
what would the complication be here then?
I think the complication will just be me banking it.
Okay.
Since I don't start with a lot of threat.
What I want to grab for Rix is a phaser type 3, and I will also do body armor. So it will be total cost of 1 opportunity, and then 3 threat for you for the escalation cost.
Right. So opportunity for the rifle is 1. Body armor. Why could they not put this on the same list?
Because weapons and armor are not the same thing, apparently.
I know, but just give me 1 list of gear. Like
could have at least been on the same page.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like why To be fair to them, if this was in a book, it's probably on the same open page, right? But
they're on adjoining pages.
Are they?
Oh, yeah, they are.
I mean, that's the stuff I feel they overlook. Okay, so there's ultimately 2 opportunity costs. They're both at opportunity cost of 1.
Yeah.
Your superpower here reduces them to 0, so you don't have to pay the opportunity. So you still have your momentum.
No, but, it reduces it by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Yeah, so that's for each one.
So it still costs 1 for each one.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading it.
You reduce the opportunity cost of weapons and security team by 1. Okay, well, if you want to interpret it that way, that's fine for me.
Yeah, because to me it looks like each time you try to get something, it's a different instance. So that would fire each time. And then I would still get the escalation cost.
Okay, I'll go with that.
So I believe
hold on a second. Isn't opportunity cost something that's supposed to be done like in the moment and not in preparation, like you say?
Yeah, but this is time sensitive, so that's why it costs.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been time sensitive and we'd had time, it wouldn't have cost anything.
Yeah, so there's some background stuff going on of why this is a time sensitive deal. So, and I also asked if he was rushing to get it. So
Yeah.
But yes, to answer your question, phaser or hand weapons are on one page. If you flip it over, the armor's on the back of that same page in the book.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have it in front of me here. So
Yeah. I just got the PDF.
I also have to have two
There's a
PDFs
copy.
up at the same time, so I don't have to jump back and forth between the conflict section and the weapon section.
That's probably not a bad idea. I should probably have the rulebook open like 9 times, the different rule
Yeah.
parts.
They just released 1.1 version of the rulebook, so I have the 1.0 rulebook open and 1.1 rulebook open just so I can have two.
Alrighty. Yeah, so you're able to outfit yourself with the Type 3,
Cool.
and you are able to give yourself body armor. I guess the big question is who else are you bringing?
Well, it depends on who the other players wants to play.
I can
I'm
activate
assuming-
Theric. I do have a support security character.
Would probably want security and perhaps one medical person, perhaps. We can also bring Garner just because Kane wanted him along.
Why are we
I
bringing
don't
the
know.
transporter chief?
I don't know. It's the Kane's. Kane assigned him. But then I'll be playing two characters. I don't know if that's fair. Should probably be one per player.
How about this? I can grab Theric. He's got combat medic as a focus in case we need that. And then someone can grab one of the other security supports.
Sounds good. Kier, Terrell, who are you playing?
I'll be honest, because crew support's small, seeing we have 4, I probably won't be playing a crew support for it.
I don't know how to get that box out of. Actually, I could do this in the transporter. Doctor, you said you were bringing that guy, right? There.
Yes. This will be an activation for him, won't it?
Yes, it will.
Okay. What was this episode called? Behind the Veil?
Yes.
We could use at least one more person to bring along, I feel.
Okay.
So pick the character you want to bring. I'm thinking either...
I think she was referencing she just bring her character.
Yeah,
That works too.
or... Sure.
Then you don't have to spend the crew support. And Terrell actually has a medicine of 4.
We do still have one momentum if you guys want to equip something.
Don't forget, you can bring a security team with you that pretty much acts like a trait.
Sounds like a good idea.
Because I believe you still reduce the cost of that as well.
He does.
Yeah.
So I believe that is a momentum. Because I think that costs 2.
That's somewhere in the book. Probably.
All right. I have added the talent constantly watching to Theric.
Index. Security team.
Trying to find where that token went that had multiple officers on it.
Security. Mm.
Ah, there they are. So was that a yes to the security detail?
Yeah. Just want to find the thing that tells me about it. Alliance, no. Personnel support, here we go. Security teams are more likely. Team of personnel can be obtained in the same way as it serves as a trait. So yeah, that would be 2 then. No, wait. It's a trait in with the name of the trait noting and has opportunity cost 1, it says.
Oh, okay. Well, then it costs you
And
nothing.
security teams also have escalation cost of 1.
Okay, I did not know about the escalation. That's what they changed.
Okay, so it would still be a zero cost then because of my security.
Yeah, they made a security officer really powerful.
Cool. Then we have a gag. Everybody, stay in cover once we get over there. Aim shots unless I order suppressing fire. Everyone ready?
Ready.
GM, Theric is equipped to the same level as Rix.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. I don't think it... In the past, Kieran and I have said you just pay escalation once, so I think we'll be okay there.
Okay.
Chief, energize.
All right, I'll forego any rolls here, just because you guys are small. I do have to theater of the mind this. I don't know how to get that purple box away, so ignore that. Rix did not come with. Why?
There's been a terrible transporter accident.
And so you're all alone. Oh no. Here we go.
Sometimes you just gotta put things in manually. All right, let me find my place in the note. All right, when your away team rematerializes on the Nausicaan vessel, emergency lighting casts an eerie shadow across the battle-damaged corridors. As you look around, most of the Nausicaan crew you encounter appears to be either injured or killed, but it doesn't appear to be by exploding consoles or falling bulkheads, but rather by infighting. As sounds of continued fighting and battle is heard throughout the entire ship.
Civil infight. Well, regardless, we'll treat anyone we see as a hostile. Faces
sir.
on stun.
Yes, sir.
Ensign, see if you can get a layout of the ship. We want to get to engineering and secure that first.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ensign, give me a reason or insight with con, difficulty 1.
Would any of my focuses apply?
No. You always roll 2, unless you buy more, and then you could roll more. All right, Ensign Terrell scans, trying to get a quick layout of the ship. It is pretty heavily damaged given the amount of damage you guys gave to it. So there are a few dead ends here or there. It's a relatively small ship, only about 3 decks. I would say that you probably were beamed onto the second deck, and for sake of ease, the engineering section is on this deck.
All right, everyone, form a line. Ensign, you'll be in the middle guiding us. I'll be in front. Theric, you take the back.
Aye, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys can move your tokens to whatever marching order you want. And then as you guys are walking, let me know what you guys are doing.
I should move them according to the security team. There. So Rix is gonna move in a fairly quick pace and going in the directions that Ensign Terrell is giving them as they move towards the engineering.
All right. What's the quote unquote marching orders here?
I would say Rix, Terrell, the security team, and Therac.
All right, I'm trying to draw lines on here, and the drawing tool is not working.
Oh, see a line. A box, even.
Ah, Jesus. Let me restart Forge because I did have that error message pop up. So yeah, everything's kind of being a little weird on my end. There we go. That's the corridor going down. And so engineering is obviously at the, going toward the far end. So how are you guys spaced out here?
Rick, should be Rick's, me, security team, and then Thrax is last.
All right.
Correct.
As you guys are walking through the corridors,
Derek is
Fuck it.
constantly sweeping behind him just to make sure nothing's coming up from the aft. Or for whichever direction they're not moving in.
right? Cool. So as you guys are making your way, you could start hearing the signs of a fight happening, maybe within 10 to 15 meters of you. But you're not able to see it, but you could hear it.
Rix does a stop sign for everyone to stop. And then another sign to move slowly and raises his phaser. Approaches slowly.
Right, Rix, as you're moving forward, one of the damaged walls near you suddenly breaks open. Two Nausicaans come out of the wall, engaged in hand-to-hand combat. One of the bigger of the two Nausicaans pushes the other against the far wall and stabs him through the gut with his personal knife.
I'm gonna hold and see what happens, but be ready to shoot at the first sign of hostility towards the one who's left alive.
The moment that the two break through the wall, Theric is going to move up and put himself in between the action and Ensign Terrell.
Right. As you guys are delaying, the Nausicaan that was just stabbed, the bigger Nausicaan just kind of looks at him menacingly until he falls to the floor, blood spilling all over his clothes and later onto the floor. As the Marauder steps back, he turns to you, gives you this menacing smile, and starts running towards you, knife in hand.
I'm firing.
And I will give probably Rix the first turn here, because I think that makes the most sense. Rix, you there?
I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I take the minor action aim first. And I also have a weapon that gives me some extra things because of the accurate quality. Control security. I'll give you a threat for bold. Is he within medium or close range at this point?
We're probably close.
Okay. Let's see, what did that do? Close does something. Comes to ranged. Diff 2, yeah. Yeah, let's just shoot. I have a focusing hand phasers.
Yep.
Cool. And roll, let's see. Roll the dice. Okay, that's pretty good. Stick with that.
Ooh, 5 damage, you say?
Mm-hmm.
So you gain a momentum out of that.
This is also a stun.
Yeah.
Stunning damage. Clear. We gain 1 momentum.
Right. Just trying to make sure I understand how this works. All right. You shoot him square right in the chest, but he seems to be only mildly distracted by that. He brushes off the stun and tries to keep charging at you.
I will use my talent Fire at Will to make a second attack. Cost me 1 momentum. At increased difficulty. Come on, there you go. I will again give you a threat for bold. Would my minor action wouldn't apply on this shot, right? The aim.
You'd have to buy one.
Yeah, just making sure. Come on. Yeah. Wow! Why didn't you go on a 1? Oh. Damn it. So close to 1. Oh, but I can still reroll 1 because of bolt. So,
Yes.
So let's reroll the 19. Yes.
So you damn it.
That's the way. I like it.
Yep. You set up for a second shot, and this one catches catches the marking, and the Nausicaan, momentum in hand, bringing him forward another couple of meters, falls to the ground stunned.
So it's basically, I first shoot him straight in the stomach, and once I see that doesn't work and he comes charging at me, I just angle up a bit and shoot straight into his face.
Pretty much.
Secure the area. Ensign, see if you can help that Nausicaan over there.
Yeah, I was at 15 prior to me me spending whatever the threat to keep him up. All right, I think Terrell, you got an order. Everyone else is spreading out to secure the area.
Which Nausicaan?
The one that
Oh,
was
that's right.
stabbed.
That Nausicaan.
I keep forgetting sometimes NPCs have personal threat.
If she's going to move over there, I'm going to move to the far end to keep her covered.
All right, Terrell, give me a Reason or Insight Medicine Diff 1 to check the Nausicaan. Insight or Reason with Medicine, whichever ones are higher.
I'm gonna use a focus.
Yeah,
Field medic.
Field Medic should work.
Would you like Theric to assist?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Gain 2.
It looks like he is dead, sir. The knife that he was cut with, cut into several of vital organs. He bled out instantly.
Damn it. Oh well. We'll tag this one for transport back to the Akatsuki and then resume our heading towards engineering.
As you take your first steps, you hear an explosion down the hallway and the ship violently shake. And we'll head back to the bridge. All right, Captain, what are you doing on the ship?
Why am I still there?
Magic.
No, we're not.
It's just easier to keep your tokens here.
Move myself out to the void.
Probably be monitoring the status of the away team. And then keep your eye out for any unexpected company.
Okay. All right, we'll shoot down the sick bay then. Doctor, what are you doing during all of this?
I'm assuming I'm in the middle of moving my previous set of patients out into guest quarters.
Yes. I believe, if I remember correctly, there were a few lingering issues that needed to be done. Let me
Yeah,
double
the
check my notes
Orions
here.
in long-term care. The Dorian, I believe, had radiation poisoning. That'd be an ongoing care situation.
Okay, so I think those two would probably need to remain in sick, and then the rest could probably be transferred. Unless you needed them to go somewhere else.
Nope. The other three
Okay.
were in recuperation.
All right. Are you doing anything else with them?
The ones that are still there?
Yeah.
Mostly just keeping an eye on them, waiting for the next increment in their treatment series. And if I'm told that there's going to be Nausicaans incoming, I'm getting ready for them.
All right.
Also, I'm requesting that those security people stick around if I'm going to have Nausicaans incoming.
Yep. All right. So you're just All right. So just so I'm clear on what you're doing, you're getting the sick bay ready for potentially more incoming.
Mm-hmm.
Facilitating the ones that can be moved. And was there something else, or do I got the gist?
Prep for incoming Nausicaans. I will delegate the transfer of the 3 recoveries to Kial, let her handle it, and replenishing any supplies that we're going to need rapidly. Also, probably got a biomedical file on Nausicaan physiology up that I'm skimming through.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a presence medicine roll. We'll just call this a difficulty 2, just to ensure your sick bay is ready for, to make sure that everyone's able to follow the orders, get your sick bay ready,
Yep.
and what have you.
Okay. You said diff 2?
Yeah.
Alright, I will borrow one of those momentum for an extra die. I don't really have a focus that applies to coordination. I'd like to re-roll that 17 since I have the option.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that.
Gain a momentum off the back of it. All right, as you're trying to get your teams going through all of this, one of the security officers motions to you, Doctor, it looks like he's waking up, as she points over to the Orion.
Move over to him. Immediately try to run an assessment. Can you hear me? Do you remember your name?
Where am I? What happened?
You're in the sick bay on the USS Akatsuki, a Starfleet ship. You had some nasty plasma burns. Are you the captain?
No. Just a simple crewman.
All right. Do you remember your name?
Does the GM remember the name?
Oh, the real question
no.
is the name tag assigned to that character correct?
Oh, that's a good point. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Kill Drip.
All right. Are you in any Are you still in any pain?
Yeah. Yes.
What hurts?
And he'll just kind of motion to like his stomach.
All right. I'm gonna run the medical probe over his stomach.
Give me where's that roll?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, I had a roll set up for this. All right, so this will be a reason or insight medicine difficulty 3, but this will be a succeed at cost.
Okay. Difficulty 3. Can I use one of my focuses?
Which one are you thinking?
Either emergency medicine or biology.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. I think biology should be. Hold on, let me look here. Actually, you do have a focus, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Um,
For reasons that may or may not become clear if you succeed.
okay. So I do get a focus for the roll. I just don't know which focus yet.
Yes.
Okay. I'm buying a die with momentum.
And then you probably do get the assist by the ship's sensors medicine because he is on a biobed.
Okay.
As if you need it.
I mean, I'll always take the extra momentum. Ship. Sensors, medicine. Six total.
All right. I said this was 3, so you gain 3. And then I will write this to you, Doctor. Sorry, I'm make sure this is worded right. There you go.
All right. Well, looks like you do have some fractures in your ribs that I didn't notice on the first pass. Nurse, get me the osteotractor. I'll get this patched up. Do you know what the device in your wrist is?
What device?
Hold up my tricorder's display to him and show the subdermal device in his wrist.
I have no idea what that is.
All right, I want to run a scan specifically on that implant.
Right. Give me. This is going to be Insight Reason Engineering. Difficulty 2.
Okay. Site engineering, diff 2. Hmm. I will buy a die for momentum. Or off momentum. I don't really have any focuses that apply to cybernetics. Let's see, do I know if any of my staff have any cybernetic expertise? No, it doesn't look like it. All right. Oof.
Do you let it ride?
Nothing I can do to re-roll it. I will. Who would be on the ship that would know something about something like this? I will send. I will. Hold on. Stick bait engineering.
Gardner here, sir.
Gardner. I'm sending you down the scan of a cybernetic implant in one of my patients that he doesn't seem to know what it is. Can you analyze it and tell me what I might be dealing with here while I put this guy's ribs back together?
Yes, sir. I'll bring this to Commander Kane right away.
Thank you. Alright. I'm going to turn, get the osteo tractor from Mr. Giggle there, and kind of surreptitiously signal to one of the security officers to get in closer just in case. And then I will go to work repairing some ribs.
All right. This will just be a probably just like a control or daring medicine. This is not too difficult. Just a diff 1, I think.
Roll medicine. I like that better.
Assisted by ship's computers medicine.
All right. Surgery focus.
Yeah, we could call this minor surgery.
You said what? Medicine what for the ship?
Computers.
Medicine computers. Okay.
All right.
I think I'm
You
being
go
a little
about
cautious because I don't know what the thing and the rest is.
yeah, you go about fixing up the cracked ribs. You perform the minor surgery, and he seems to be in a lot less pain. It's just going to be tender for a few days, of course.
Okay. Well, that should take care of your ribs. The pain should fade after about a day or so. Are you able to stand on your own, Mr.
He
Durant?
he'll very slowly move from the prone position to sitting at the edge of the bed.
Okay.
He'll touch his ribs a little bit. Much better. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to move you over to one of these med beds over here. You've got still a couple more things that we need to do to you before I can release you from the sick bay, but for the most part, you're out of the woods. You had some nasty side effects from the plasma burns you got. And I'm going to move him down to the one by the door next to Divas there.
As you walk him over, he looks to his injured crewman. My crew. How are they?
We got out 5 survivors. All of them are going to make recoveries.
That's it. 5.
That's it, unfortunately.
And he'll become mostly silent after hearing only 5. The survivors, will they be all right?
As I said, they're all going to recover. Crewman Lynn over there had some nasty radiation poisoning to her, but I managed to get that treated in time. She'll make a full recovery. And I pointed to the Andorian female over on the other bed.
Good. At least some of us made it out.
You remember the name of your captain?
Making me make up random names.
Mostly I'm just checking to see if it's one of the 5 people that came in
Oh,
my sick bay.
All right, for the sake of me trying to think of a name, he mentions a name that is not
Not any
one
of
of
them? Okay.
Yeah.
You give him kind of a glum look as I don't recognize the name. Well, try to lie back. Relax as best you can. It's going to be your chest is going to be a little bit sore for a while.
All right. Anything else on the we want to have happen on the ship before we head back to the OAT?
If you don't mind, I'd like to activate an indigenous supporting character to analyze what the hacker sent over.
Sure.
I'll activate May.
Already?
I might give her a talent for the activation.
Okay.
What's the difficult? What am I rolling?
It's a difficulty 2.
I will. I gave her a procedural compliance. Says that she might take away one of her dice to get an automatic success.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so
I'm
it'll be
also going.
So yeah. Go ahead.
As is this, he said it was Div 3. What is it? Control engineering and reason engineering.
So it's a difficulty 2. This will be reason or insight.
Okay.
And I could give you computers engineering as well for a focus for the ship. Sorry, for the ship.
I am gonna give you one set. Because there is no focus. So. She's idea on cybernetics. So just rolling 2 dice.
And then because your talent is actually 3 successes, correct?
Yes, and then this ship.
Oh, look at the ship go. So you'd have 1 float. I'll send this to the captain. Then you have all the momentums and a float to do whatever else you want with it.
For the Flowmatic question, is this a common device found, or does this seem like a special use case?
I will accept the question.
I'm assuming with the scans, I'm not able to, in order to get more information, I would need a Holger device.
Sorry, you need the what?
Sorry. In order to gain more information, like certain frequencies and whatnot, I would need to have the device itself, not through a scan.
what I'll say here is you could always, in parentheses, calm down to the doctor and just ask him to like run scans, like act like he's running medical scans, but in actuality he's scanning the device. So I'll let you ask the questions that way, if it's role played that way.
Engineering to sickbay.
This is the doctor. Go ahead.
Doctor, the tape may here. I analyzed the scans you took. Are you near the patient?
Not too far away from him. Why?
The device in question is a subdermal communicator, one that is not commonly found among your average merchant crew members.
He claimed not to know what it was.
I would like to
Do you
collect more scans of the device. You would need to be present. Assuming you don't want to cause alarm to him.
Yeah, I can do another scan. Do you want to be here for that?
No, pass the scans over here down to engineering. I can analyze it that way.
Alrighty. I will do that. Alrighty. Do I need to roll something or?
Um, Actually, I think I'm going to make an opposed roll. Probably against your presence medicine, I think. Presence or daring medicine.
I like my odds better with daring medicine. Let's see.
So yeah, so basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to not make it obvious that you're trying to get more info from the thing.
Okay.
So you're
going
setting the
to...
difficulty for him to notice you acting weird, basically.
If there was ever a moment for the baffling briefing talent. Let's see. I am going to come up. I'm going to let him know I'm making a last scan over him to check for anything else that I might have missed since his ribs escaped me the first time. And before I actually get over there to start up on that, I will write on a pad subdermal communicator claimed not to know and hand that to one of the security personnel. All right.
All right, I'm gonna spend threat because of that to increase the complication range. However,
Okay.
So you're still setting the difficulty, but you have a complication range of 2.
Okay. And I would like to buy 2 die off momentum. Can I use... either my research or my biology focus in this?
I don't think so, because I think this is more along the lines of like acting or something.
Gotcha. All right.
You know, totally outside of your purview as a doctor, I would assume.
Usually. I would like to re-roll that 19.
Sure, you can. Come on, 20. Go 20. All right, so for him, it's a diff 3. All right, as far as you can tell, he seems to have bought your story.
Okay.
And May, you're getting your data, so you could ask away your questions. And I'll give you a free one for the doctor doing that. So you got a free question, then you could ask however you want, however many you want.
Is it currently transmitting? And if so, what's the frequency?
It is not currently transmitting. And as for the frequency question, we'll use the is it admitting as your free one, and then for a momentum, you could extrapolate what the frequency of the device is so that you'll know when it transmits.
Okay, that works.
You know, so you could set up your communications device to ping whenever it reads that communicate. I guess that'd be sensors, whichever. You know, you can calibrate the sensors to detect that frequency, so you know when it pings.
What is the transmission range of the communicator?
I will accept that question.
Oh, damn it! I could have done that. Shit.
The who?
I forgot about my patient talent that would have generated 2 bonus momentum for that roll, and I could have created a trait on the situation too. Oh well.
Yeah, you. I'll let you do that.
No, it's too late. I would have just made a trait of something like uh seems routine or something like that. Just something to bump the difficulty a little bit. Trusting. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. We're still technically in the same part, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm cool with it.
All right.
Everyone just has to
I
remember
don't have
species
anything
traits are
else that
powerful. So for May, you don't have anything else?
Nah, I doubt.
Probably should let the bridge know just in case.
May will send the information to both the doctor and the bridge, how much she found.
Right, that works for me. Anything else happening on the ship with the information you guys just found?
So the captain is expecting that he's probably a mole. For the time, she's going to have security keep an eye on him. And then potentially question the other crew members when they're up to it.
Okay. So we'll do that. So we'll head back to the away team, and then we'll come back to the captain doing the questioning, I think. Doctor, anything you would like to do before I switch back over?
Nope. The doctor is set.
Okay. We'll go back to the theater of the mind. We will new scene it. And I believe I just left you guys with the ship shaking after a explosion is heard. Let me go ahead and do the ship shake again. There you go.
Did we get a sense of where that came from?
Probably
The
towards
direction where
engineering. Probably
Yeah,
toward
okay.
engineering.
Okay. Okay, that's not good. Rex is going to tap his com badge. Commander Riggs to Akatsuki. I have one Nausicaan Marauder that I'm tagging for transport directly to the brig. There's been some kind of explosion ahead in engineering. We're moving to investigate.
Mahawk's going to reply from the bridge. Understood, away team. Try and keep an open channel.
Will do. Rick's out. Chief Thessan, please take point.
Aye, sir.
And we move out.
What happened to the security?
I don't know.
They escaped.
Why did I suddenly leave a snail trail?
All right, I gotta get the security team back, but you guys continue on through the ship. Again, you're seeing a lot of signs of infighting. You know, there's phaser burns on the floor. There's personal knives and weapons strewn everywhere. You do find probably a few more dead or dying Nausicans around. When you finally make it, you know, a few minutes, you probably make it just outside of engineering. As you walk up to engineering, you do hear a few disruptor blasts coming from the other side of the door, but those are quickly they're you hear maybe 2 or 3 final shots before it gets quiet again.
Am I on the side of the door with the control panel?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can say it's there.
Okay. I'm going to point at it to Rix and then move to the other side of the door and ready my weapon as if I'm about to turn the corner. And
Rix will take a position. What weapon did you bring?
I have a
Some-
type 3, just like you do.
You have, okay. I think I'll do this. I'd like to spend the momentum we have for one of the security teams to have a pulse grenade with them. Can I do that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'll call that guy forth and just instruct him to lob the pulse grenade in once I open the door.
Now I got to look at pulse grenades. This is under equipment, right?
Yeah.
242 in the PDF.
243 in the book.
Pulse grenade.
The grenade quality is
Area.
on 241.
When a user selects a setting and counts a timer, when timer reaches 0, grenade discharges its power cell all at once in all directions. After discharge, burned out, reverting them inert. Pulse grenades cover a number of similar techniques. Okay, that doesn't actually describe anything other than how the grenade.
241,
Yeah,
it describes what the grenade quality is.
Yeah, I know it's area. It's just how big is the area? That is
You
my
can
question.
attack a target at up to medium range and have enough grenades for 3 separate attacks.
Yeah. Really, I'm just trying to figure out how big is area. Is that just close range to it? I'm guessing that's probably what it is.
You can attack a target at up to medium range. Yeah, it doesn't really say how big the grenade is, but yeah.
All right, now we got to find. See, this is the one thing about combat that's weird. It's like, okay, so it says it has an area quality. Well, how big is area? Maybe the index will have this.
Yeah, I think it's what Kier said, reach and close.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. So when you finally do give the order, Rix, that's probably going to be your turn using present security.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI. The opening the door will be the minor action.
I'll just look around to everybody and get ready nods from everyone before I open the door. And then I press the button.
All right, let me populate. There are probably 5 downed Nausicaans in here too, but these are the relevant ones.
I'm assuming the
As you
security team guard will be smart enough to lob at the ones where the most enemies are gathered.
Well, since this is technically your turn, Rix, you decide where the attack goes, basically, using your present security.
Where do the limits go for reach and close here then? You'll have to
I will say that these two here are next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Reach is obviously the same square. I will call close the squares next to it.
Okay. Yeah, so the grenade definitely gets lobbed over here then.
Okay. Go ahead and forgive me the present security because you're ordering them to do it. It's still difficulty 2.
Would this be a regular task for me then? I roll 2 dice.
Yes. Yeah. So normal. It's basically an attack roll, but instead of using control, you're using presence.
Yeah. Cool. I'll give you threat for bold. I do have focus in demolitions. I don't know if that would apply.
I am going to give it to you.
Thank you. That's 3. Anything else I can do? What's the difficulty? It's still a difficulty 2, right? Or is it 3 because of the grenade? I don't remember.
I believe it's just 2.
I think
They're in medium range, so I believe it's.
Yeah.
So it says medium range attack. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I like that. Oops.
Everyone's trying to add the momentum. All right. Rix, you open the door, and just like how you've envisioned it, one of the security members with the grenades launches one, landing right close by to where you detonate. Go ahead and give me what the damage is.
I'd like to add spend 2 momentum for the piercing quality on that. I'm assuming they have some kind of protection on them.
Does the grenade have a piercing quality?
But I can add it as a momentum spend.
Ooh, actually, because this is deadly, is that still true in second edition, Kier? If you're trying to use a deadly weapon as a stun,
it's a stun. It is a stun grenade, pulse grenade.
You
it has
choose
the stun.
either or.
Oh, you choose. Okay.
Yeah, and this is definitely stun still.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Also, you can't add piercing to it. The piercing is only from a momentum spend.
The severity. Arm. Isn't it a thing I can read? I thought for sure there was a penetrate. Maybe that was something else then.
There is piercing. It's just it has to be part of his quality. It's not something you add to it during a momentum spend. You can add extra damage to it, but that's about it.
Oh, it was because of the charge. Yeah, no, I thought it was a charge, but that's a charge thing. That's why I thought there was a piercing quality.
All right. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. As you lob the grenades, it explodes next to the 2 Nausicaans who are at one of the consoles, and they are caught up in the blast, rendering them both stunned. I don't know if you have grenade sound effects.
You don't really see grenades in Star Trek that much.
In Enterprise, you do.
In Enterprise, yes.
All right. So I guess here's the $1 million question: does it pass to them, or do you continue?
I would like to keep initiative. Spend 2 momentum.
All right. Who's going next?
Theric can. He was poised to roll into the door and start shooting.
All right. Go ahead.
Alrighty. I'm assuming this big circle thing on the far side of the room is like a warp core?
You are correct. Excuse the crude art.
Does the guy next to the warp core seem like he's about to do something to damage, sabotage, and or detonate said warp core?
Probably.
I'm gonna shoot at him.
All right, so you take a step into the doorway to do it. Go ahead and roll the things. Diff
I
2.
would like to use my minor action to aim first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will. Hold on. That's the wrong thing. Okay, there it goes. Control security. I will buy a die off threat. And I have a focus and hand phasers.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Oof. Well, unfortunately, I don't have bold.
All right, so it stands.
You have aim though.
I do have
That's
aim.
true. That's true.
I did aim. Shoot. Okay.
You
That'd
can
be true.
reroll 2 of them because of the accurate quality
That's
on
right.
type 3.
I forgot about that. Thank you, Rix. Here I was getting excited.
I'm happy to let you down.
I mean,
All right.
you could always just let it ride and let the GM have its fun.
Oh no, I'm rolling both that 20 and that 15.
Boo.
Like that.
All right. This is for the type 3. This is 5.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Tarek, you shoot toward the Nausicaan, but you could kind of tell that this Nausicaan has seen battle before. He anticipates the fire, and as you shoot at him, at the last second, he dodges out of the way, and the phaser beam only glances the side of his arm.
okay.
Assuming it passes to them.
Yep.
Right. The Nausicaan that you just shot at, angry now, turns towards you, pulls out his disruptor pistol, and takes a shot at you to.
All right. Am I close enough to the frame of the door to get cover from it?
Does cover a thing?
Mm.
Yes, it is.
You got the page for that, just so I can see how it works, because this might make it opposed.
Cover always makes it opposed, so long as there's
Okay. So we'll re-roll this. Since you do have covered direct, you roll first because it will be opposed.
Okay. Did we gain 1 momentum out of that?
Yes, I
attack?
added it. Yeah,
Okay.
I added it.
All right. Let's see.
Well, he's like half in the wall, like the doorway. So I would say he's probably in cover there.
Okay.
You know, using the wall. You know, stepping out to shoot behind it. I guess this would be the question: is if he gets back behind the door before the return shot or not. I guess is the question here of what we're rolling for.
Okay. And what would I be rolling on this?
Ooh, that's a good point. Where is the cover stuff?
Don't know.
It's
All
on
right, Index,
page
what do you got for me?
287.
So everything we're looking at was in the 140s, and then cover 40 pages later.
Well, I mean, you have to get set up for the fight, and then you actually have the fight.
Yeah, you are within reach of the wall, and the wall would provide cover. So it just says that it's opposed, so I guess control security?
Okay. I'll dangle a threat in front of you for an extra die.
I do enjoy threat.
Oh, I'm an Andorian. I get float from it, so personal conflict momentum spells. Extra minor action. Okay.
All right, so right now the difficulty is 2, yeah?
Yeah.
So GM is going to roll 4 dice, because I can.
Oof.
And I want to hit you.
I'm sure. Oh, that looks not friendly.
Oh, no. I have no way...
That's a nice roll.
I know, I have no way to re-roll that, really. You gain a momentum. As he starts returning shots at you, as you fall back behind the door, behind the wall, you know, like you kind of just turn your back and lay your back against the wall as the shots are just hitting the wall constantly. I believe you could do things now, since you won.
Oh.
We can counterattack using 2 momentum.
I can.
Which you do have the bonus.
Yeah, I have the one floating. Technically, there should be 2 floating from when I bought the threat for my first attack, but okay. Yeah, I will send it back.
All right, so where is that? I know there's things, but which page is that on?
290.
Yeah, I'm looking at the little quick reference cards I got out of the game kit.
All right, so yeah, you can use your float and 1 momentum and counterattack.
Yes. He's gonna wait for a lull in the shots and then flick back around and return a shot back at him. And I don't feel like any real tricks, so this will just be flat roll plus my focus.
I don't think you have
You
to
don't
roll.
need to roll. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
Oh.
happens.
Oh, my bad. That's too bad. That was a good roll.
All right. Trying to get the macro to work.
We need phaser sounds on the soundboard.
There is phaser shit. I'm just trying to get it to work.
Oh, nice.
And unconscious goes him as he's sitting there shooting at you. You wait for the lull. He looks to wait for you to pop back over, but you're just quicker, and you catch him square in the chest, and he falls back a few meters, falling to the ground, not moving.
And I will tuck back behind the door again, look over at Rix, hold up 1, and then make a hand motion at a very slight or at a very shallow angle to indicate the one guy just inside the door behind the wall to him.
Rix will nod in acknowledgement.
All right, I think the only one that goes here has left to go is Terrell.
Yeah.
All right, Terrell, what are you doing?
Any ideas?
Can you scan for weaknesses?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you can just have an attempt to shoot at the guy, or if you want to be creative, do something else.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and shoot.
I mean, you could always try to create a trade, I guess.
No.
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead.
So you said you're wanting to shoot at him? All right. You're not in a position to get him, so you're probably going to have to move. Either have to move here or
Yeah, I'll
here.
move.
Right, and then it'll be a control security difficulty 2.
Yes.
All right, Ensign Terrell, you step out with your phaser. Not quite sure of what you're doing. You know, you're not the shooty type. But you shoot at the Nausicaan, and he hears the phaser blast. He ducks as the phaser blast hits the council he was at, causing sparks to fly on him. I'm assuming it has to pass to him.
Yes.
All right. Threat assessment is going to say that the one who took the shot at him is probably the one he's going to go after. So I'm running low on threat. I'll just spend one. No focus. Oh no. As the sparks kind of rain down at him, he starts to lose his grip on his phaser pistol. Tries to get a shot off, but like totally flubs it, and then drops his weapon to the floor in the process. That was... Top of the round.
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Sure.
Derek, having seen him drop his phaser, is going to rush him and kick that phaser out of the way.
You almost have the same idea that I was gonna do.
Are you running up to him to attack him, or just to kick the phaser away?
It's running up to where the phaser is and kicking it across the room, like over towards the other unconscious not Klingons, Nausicaans, and then level my phaser at him and just say, "Surrender."
I think after the two complications, he's going to see you run up, kick the phaser, the disruptor away, I should say. You point the rifle at him, realizing that it's a lost cause at this point. He'll just raise his arms up, and the "don't hurt me" look.
Mm-hmm.
And this Nausicaan looks relatively young.
I'm gonna take
probably like teens.
Not as experienced.
I'm gonna take
And we'll call that
one step
end of
back
combat.
so that if he tries to try anything, I have room to react, and then just yell out "clear."
You were much nicer than me. I was just gonna bull rush him. So Rick steps into the room and says, "Okay, secure the room. Enzo Terrell, see if you can lock down engineering and see if you can gain access to the command codes. Lock out the bridge."
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Ricks to Akatsuki. We have taken engineering and proceeding to secure it now.
I'm gonna
Understood
look at what
Akatsuki. Understood awaiting Akatsuki out.
I'm gonna look at one of the security team and say, "Start scanning them for transport."
All right, so Terrell was going to try to lock out the bridge. That is going to be that's going to be a daring or control engineering difficulty of 2.
Can I use sensor apps for focus?
No. This would be like computers or something along those lines.
Fine.
Feel free to use the momentum.
I'll be fine.
Or give me more threat. Well, it's a difficulty 2. You want to increase your odds, so you probably want to buy
I'll
at
use the
least-
momentum and buy a dice. You don't need any threat.
But I want threat.
Don't forget, you have cautious science, so if you need to re-roll, you can.
I don't think so.
Not that you do.
Right, yeah,
um,
reroll.
No, you don't need to because you got 4 successes. You do need to roll me just a d20 on the dice roll on the left because you do have untapped potential. All right, and then she has a bonus momentum. So you gain 2. She has a bonus for her untapped potential. And you are able to gain access to the ship's computers, and you are able to lock out the command codes from here.
Success.
Excellent, Hazard.
Thank you.
Now let's try and make this quick. See if you can vent the oxygen of all other decks. That'll neutralize the rest of the Nausicaans on board, and we can take them into custody.
Sir, would it be easier just to put an anesthetic in the atmosphere and knock them out instead of suffocating them?
I definitely would rather just knock them out instead of suffocate.
If it's pre-programmed, okay. But if it takes too long, then just vent the oxygen.
Rix was ready to kill everybody on the show.
Rick's is bloodthirsty today.
Okay, this is going to be.
No one knows what Rix has done in the past.
Clearly, this will be a good roleplay opportunity for later. Okay, so this is going to be a controller daring engineering. I am going to make this a difficulty 3, however, to ensure that all of the ship is taken care of. Actually, you said you said gas it, right? I could actually make this engineering or medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Some
daring or
anesthesia in the
control
air
with
system.
All right.
engineering or medicine.
I want to go and control medicine. Would you accept sensor ops?
No.
I want to use momentum by another dice.
Might accept field medic or xenobiology.
Would you?
I'll give you field medic.
Those 3 dice.
Yep, you roll 3. Right,
I can.
you do have. Oh wait, that's cautious science. Never mind. Roll that d20 again for your untapped. And I forgot she's drill, so she has patience.
Yep,
So I
she
believe
gets
you
a
actually
bonus
have.
momentum.
Yeah, so she's because of her untapped and her patience, she has 2 bonus, and she gets that. So yeah, right now you have 2.
Okay.
So yeah, so you have it set up. You're just waiting on the order, basically.
Alright, sir. Looks like it was a definite go. We did a complete knockout of the entire crew.
All right. Anything else before we head back to the ship, to the Akatsuki?
Not on my side.
We're good.
All right. All right. We'll head back to the bridge. Captain, what are you doing?
Are the guests able to or willing to talk from the freighter?
Yeah. Yep. Just let me know who, what, and where.
Mahawk will speak up. Captain, with your permission, I would like to have the away team set up an interlink between the Nausicaan computer and our own so that we may access their ship's information.
Go ahead. Issue proper safety protocols.
Understood. Akatsuki to the away team. Commander Kier, or Commander Rix, are you there?
Go ahead, sir.
Before you return, have Ensign Terrell set up an interlink between the Nausicaan ship's computer and our own. Let's see what information we can harvest. I will let engineering know and have them set up a proper firewall.
Will do, sir.
Akatsuki
Works
out.
out.
And I will also chime down to engineering and let them know what's going on.
All right. We'll handle all of that on the Nausicaan ship when we head back to them.
Let's just start with whoever's like the most able to talk. I believe it was one of the
Humans. I believe the human had
humans.
the least injuries.
Right. We'll just use this for now.
No token in this scene.
Oh, probably because nothing is set up on this page. Briefing room it is. Let's see. Got to remember who was there. All right. So the ones that you could probably talk to immediately, you could talk to the human, the Bajoran, or the Bolian. Looks like they're in the best shape.
The human first.
One second, gotta fix the name.
The doctor would like to be there if that's allowed, mostly to keep an eye on his patient.
That's up to the captain. It does not matter to the GM.
Captain, with your
I
permission.
think I have this.
I don't doubt your ability to question the freighter crew. Like I said, my concern was purely for their health. They are my patient.
You cleared them.
Yes. Very well. Request withdrawn.
Alrighty. Yeah, take it away, Captain.
Just remember, they had a concussion.
Captain, what can I do for you?
I just want to ask some basic questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're still recovering. I would like to know what happened when your ship was attacked, if you don't mind.
We're trying to navigate through the distortions here. When out of nowhere, we were just attacked without reason, without warning. Then the first phaser volley, our shields were down and we had several hull breaches.
Any seamen you saw before the attack? Like where you departed from? Setting up something like this sort of ambush would almost seem like they would know where you were traveling from and to.
We were supposed to meet another ship in this region to drop off our cargo.
Do you have a name of the ship and the location? They might be in trouble.
Fortunately, the captain had all that. I was just the navigator. I was just trying to get us there safely.
As navigator, you should know your location. At least where you're going to.
I could give you the location of where we were supposed to meet, but I don't know who we were supposed to meet. Captain just gave us a location.
It's all I need from you. If you don't mind, and she, slides over her pet. If you can input the coordinates, that'd be most appreciated.
And she takes the pad, types it in, and hands it back to you.
And where did you depart from?
Let me. I don't have a full map.
Herok Nor.
No. Our last stop was Starbase 621.
Anything unusual when you departed? Any extra passengers? Crew you took on?
No, it was just our the medical supplies and containment fields.
You have an Orion crew member. How long has he served on board your ship?
Help if the GM remembered the names of his own creation.
I'll flick it back over to sickbay really quick. Everything, all the tokens had names on them.
Yep. Kel, he's been on ship for the past 8 months.
Anything unusual about him?
Not that I could tell, Captain. I mean, he's been hardworking. He's been a valuable member of our crew. Always seemed trustworthy. Whenever we had a task we needed him to do, he'd get it done.
And what was his duties on board your ship?
Mostly he worked in the engineering department, Captain. Minor repairs, replacing parts. I mean, we are a small ship and crew. I mean, we all do everything, but that's where he really excelled at.
Out of curiosity, is there a reason why you took his course? This is a very dangerous part of space.
From what I understand, we were supposed to drop off the medical supplies to a colony near here. I mean, why we were meeting a ship in the middle of this, it's anybody's guess. But the captain said the money was good. Or, rather, the latinum was good is probably how she would phrase that.
It could have been Federation credits.
Oh, true. Very true. The credits were good. We'll go with that. The credits were good.
I assume I'd sense no deception from her, at least telepathically. Like her mind's not shifting from one topic to the next quickly.
As far as you could tell, Captain, she is telling you what she believes to be the truth.
It's there, right?
Yes. How's the rest of my crew?
Unfortunately, there was only 5 of you that made it out alive.
And with that news, you could see the sudden shift of her emotions as sadness starts to creep in. Only 5.
I am terribly sorry about your loss. It's never easy losing so many.
And she just kind of sits in stunned silence for a bit. This was just supposed to be a routine drop-off. And you could definitely tell at this point that she's kind of lost for words.
I have
And
several.
her minds are just jumping forth between like all the crew that she's really come to call her family recently. As you kind of, you're dead. Let me make sure I get this right. You are telepathic? Yeah, so you could definitely tell that she's thinking about like pretty much everybody on every member of her crew at this point. She's seen their faces, remembering them fondly.
I'll have security escort you back to your quarters. The medical services here at your disposal. If you talk to anyone, we have a couple counselors on board you can discuss this too.
She nods her head.
Family? Do you have any family back where you're from that you wish to talk to?
I suppose I could always go back to Cestius 3. What am I going to do now? As you can kind of see tears starting to fall down her cheeks.
She gets out of her chair, puts her hand on her shoulder. At least knows the odds we did capture those who are responsible for this.
Are you going to make them pay for this? She says kind of defiantly.
I will do what I can in accordance to Federation law. Necessary justice has been rendered, at least for now. Till then, I'd like you to get some rest back at your quarters. And if there's someone you need to contact, they are currently in a communication blackout, partly due to the region. But as real too, I'll let you be able to contact family members.
I understand. Thank you, Captain. And with that, she'll just turn to walk out.
Well, Captain motions for security to escort her back to her quarters.
Anyone else you'd like to talk to, Captain?
I guess the Andorian?
The Andorian's still in my sick bay.
Yeah, the Andorian was the one that had the severe radiation stuff. She's still unconscious. There's
Bolian and
Bolian,
a Bajoran. You can.
Yeah. Or the Orion. He's technically awake too.
Talk with Bolian.
One second, gotta fix the name. I should probably populate a security officer in here, shouldn't I?
Please.
So the Bolian
have-
walks in. Captain, I understand you wish to see me.
Yes, I want to get an account of what happened aboard your vessel.
It was insane, Captain. Just there I was in engineering, making sure all the ship's systems are functioning normally in this mess, and all of a sudden, I'm just reading from my consoles that our shields were just taken down instantly, and we had hull breaches everywhere.
What station did you operate?
Oh, sorry, I didn't introduce myself to you, Captain. I'm sorry. I'm Doran Fell, the chief engineer.
I see. And how long have you served on board?
Oh,
I'm
I've
assuming
been with Captain Duran for years now. What was it? 5 years, I think. 5 years. Yeah, that's it.
so. You've seen a few Nausicaan attacks in the past, right?
Oh, when we make risky exchange like this all the time, they're everywhere out here. If you ask
And-
me, it's about time the Federation sends some ships to deal with them.
Wow. I do have a question for you then. The way
Oh,
that
sure,
Nausicaans attacked
whatever
you
you
was,
need.
in your expertise, the way the Nausicaans attacked you, you saying it was pretty quick. Were your shields up at the time?
Of course, standard procedure running through interference like this.
And your ship was disabled in an instant.
Oh, within the first volley, Captain. Those weapons they had were something else.
TM, does that add up? Given
He
how
might
we
be
faced them.
he's being a Bolian, he's probably embellishing a little bit. But like they're not, their freighter was not heavily armed compared to how heavily alarmed that Nausicaan ship was.
Even so, like,
So
they should be like well equipped for at least defensive type procedures, or they could at least probably took a few hits before. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, would it be unusual for the freighter to have been instantly kind of disabled like it was?
I would say, in your opinion, like if they had time to study the ship, they could probably do it in one or two blasts. So you could probably think that they were following it for a bit. That would be the only way that you could see that happening, I would say. Yeah, I think the freighter only has like 5 or 6 shields or something. It's not much.
I just spoke with your navigator. She said you departed from 621 and you were carrying medical supplies.
Yes, of course. It's all in the manifest.
Do you know where you were taking the medical supplies to?
Oh, I have no idea, Captain. I just follow where my captain takes us. I keep the ship running. I get paid pretty well. Captain said this will pay us all pretty good, so I trusted him.
Anything unusual happens on board the ship? Equipment malfunctions, that sort of thing?
Captain, are you implying that I don't run a well-maintained ship?
No. That's not what I'm implying. I am implying that if anything happened unusually on board your ship,
Everything was functioning within normal parameters. I mean, the ship was maintained, the engines were running fine, our shields were working. Had a little bit of trouble with the sensors, but I think that could be accounted for the region, right? Nothing on my end was wrong with the ship. It seemed out of place.
what exactly happened with your sensors?
It must have been interference from this region because we kept getting these blind spots. You know, we tried to scan or navigate, and it was almost like we just couldn't see what was ahead of us.
Like, did we go out intermittently, or because in here, this region, our sensors are reduced, and we're still able to navigate somewhat effectively. Kind of the ship is state of the art. I would at least think, your captain being as seasoned as he was, I would assume even taking this route for added safety, he would feel confident he could safely navigate to this region.
I mean, I trust my captain. If he says we could make it through this region unscathed, I've no reason to doubt that. I mean, from my end, the sensors looked like they were functioning. I didn't see any problems with it when I was troubleshooting it. We couldn't really see. Sometimes we just couldn't see where we were going. Vera was working overtime trying to make sure of our positioning.
So, who?
Vera, the navigator.
Okay.
That person.
Yeah. Who was the engineer responsible for maintenance on the sensors?
Well, all of my team were, all five of us. We all were checking it to make sure, you know, maybe something I missed, maybe something the others missed. You know, it's a small ship, Captain. We all handle everything on it. I mean, I might be checking the warp alignment one day, and I might be purging the EPS conduits the next day. If there's a job that needs to be done on the ship, we all pick up the slack to do it. Even the captain will get his hands dirty sometimes.
Who was the last person to work on the sensors?
I believe Jaw was. Think I seen him near those.
Question, GM. Who is Joel?
The Bajorn.
Tell by the way, he seems very sure of himself about the maintenance and well-being of this ship.
Yeah, he does seem like I said, he is kind of embellishing some things, but like not deceptively. Like it's kind of like somewhat of an ego, you would say. You know, like ego, pride, like somewhere around there.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Vell, I do have the unfortunate to let you know that there was only 5 survivors from your crew. The rest perished.
His eyes kind of shoot open with that news. Oh, five? Five? You only found 5?
Yes.
Oh no, 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 no. Oh, that can't be.
This last thinker that there was 19 on board, correct? In total?
Yes, 19 of the best crew a Bolian could ask for.
I am very sorry for your loss. If you need time to breathe, we can have this discussion later.
I'm just shocked. Only 5. And the ship, how's the ship?
This ship is a wreck. I am not even sure if it can be salvaged.
And you can kind of see he's lost his cheerful Bolian demeanor. If there's anything else you need from me, Captain, as he's kind of like pointing at you, you let me know.
I will. If you don't mind, I don't have any further questions for you. I just wanted to get a idea of the circumstances that held before the attack. If there's anything that comes to mind, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me or someone from my senior staff.
I will go through every single thing that I remember to make sure I didn't leave anything out for you, Captain.
Well, they would appreciate the investigation. That you are free to go back to your guest quarters. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask the security officer, and they'll see you get anything you require. For now, though, we're under a communications blackouts due to the effects of the region that we are still in.
Of course, of course. I'll let you know if I think of anything else, Captain. You have my thanks in rescuing those that you could.
I just wish we could arrive earlier in time.
And at that phrase, he just gets a little smile. As he turns to walk away. And as he's leaving, you can kind of hear him talking with the security officer. Say, you wouldn't happen to know of any engineering openings on board, would you? As they walk out.
I guess I'm talking to the Bajoran next.
Did it again. Alright, just gotta properly fix this token name. Thanks for showing me how to do that here. You wish to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat.
What can I do for you?
I just have some questions for you to kind of go over the timeline of what happened to your ship. It's standard procedure when an incident like this happens. Nothing to be afraid about, just need to answer everything the best you can.
I'll try.
From my understanding, can you just tell me what your role was on board the ship?
I worked in engineering.
And your duties in engineering? I'm assuming it's a wide variety of not everything.
He nods his head up and down. Yes. I help the chief in whatever he needs.
The chief said you guys were having some problems with the sensors that when you were traveling to this region. Were you the last one to work on the sensors?
I was trying to figure them out and how I could make them better. Too much interference.
I'm assuming from the region.
Yes.
Any interference before you entered the region?
No, everything was working fine. Just routine maintenance and system care.
Maybe something unusual you noticed when working on the sensors?
There was a spot where our sensor range cut by 75%. Given the interference, I thought that it was due to the region, but I it could have been. Maybe somebody did this to us.
You think there was some jamming going on with your sensors?
It's possible. I was just starting to look into it when the attack happened.
Did the intensity increase unusually when you enter the region?
There was a area of maybe a light year and a half, where when we crossed through it, our sensor range decreased, and it became very hard to see where we were going. But as we moved deeper, that area went away, and we were able to get our sensors working again.
Okay, you wouldn't have to remember the hornets of that area, would you?
He's kind of pointing, like, kind of like indicating he needs to see it.
She walks over to the monitor and puts up the local region.
And he'll point here. This is where the interference started, and this is where it ended.
How many sensors module sensor arrays does the ship have?
It's just the main sensor array and the navigation computers. Our ship doesn't really need sensors. I mean, it's just go from one point to the other.
When you enter that area, have the interference. Was anyone on board the ship responsible for maintenance of the sensor array at that time?
I I I I don't remember.
It's
We
okay.
were all trying to look into the problem.
Did you have any friends on board the ship?
I I think everyone was my friend.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for your time. You can go back to your quarters. Is there family should we get in touch of?
They're on Bayshore.
Forward a list of individuals you wish to contact, and we will, as soon as communication blackout ends, we will be able to see if we can get you in touch with your family. I know you're all right.
Okay.
And she kind of nods to the security officer to have him be escorted.
And she leads him out.
With that, she's gonna head down to sickbay, I guess, to talk with the Andorian.
If I could find the bloody token. I had too many folders open. Player character.
Oh, Captain, what can I do for you?
Just starting the Pavinist investigation, Doctor. Have your patient is he able to be up for a conversation?
Miss Len here is finishing up her second round of anti-radiation treatment, but I can ask her. Miss Len, do you feel up to talking to our captain?
I will try, Doctor.
All right. Take it easy. Don't stress yourself too hard. I'll walk out of the way, and as I go past the captain, 5 minutes at most, please.
It's Miss Lin, correct?
Yes. Sorry, I'm still a little woozy.
It's quite alright. I'll make
Doctor
this
tells
quick.
me I have radiation poisoning.
What was your job on board your ship?
Hellman Communications, mostly.
Did you monitor all communications going in and out of the ship?
What we could, yes. We haven't really received any communication since we left the starbase, though. No reason to.
Unusual subspace activity?
No, nothing like that.
When your ship was ambushed, did you attempt to do any evasive maneuvers? Any daring heroics to try and save the ship?
I tried to evade, but clearly it wasn't good enough. There was a plasma leak that happened just outside the bridge. The captain went to go try to mend it, but I don't know. We took a hit there, and I heard the hull decompress, and oh my god, I think the captain got blown out into space. You didn't find him, did you?
We're still planning on going through the ship. We beamed you out as soon as we found your life signs. and we're still attempting to analyze the vessel. That also includes any remaining crew that are deceased on board the ship.
He saved my life, Captain. If you could find him.
Well, we've lived quite a distance from those stars, and it would probably be very difficult to find him. But we will see what we can do.
He deserves better than this, you know.
Every ship usually has a first officer and first mate. Do you know who held that position?
Tarek did. He was the captain's first mate. Were you able to find him?
Unfortunately, no.
And she just kind of closes her eyes with that news. Tarek was my husband, Captain.
I am sorry for your loss.
And then you could just hear, or you could just sense the thoughts of just utter disbelief and defeat.
As soon as we get recovery operations undergoing and if we're able to locate his body, you'll be the first to know.
I'll give you the Endorian funerary customs, Captain. Please observe them.
There's several enduring on board, I'm sure. Many of them will follow appropriate rites. Do you have any idea as to why the captain chose to travel through here?
I do not have the faintest idea. Only promised the money would be good. The credits would be good.
Do you know who the captain was meeting with?
No, and it was very uncharacteristic of him not to share that.
The medical supplies you were carrying, do you know what they were? Did your husband say anything about them?
Mostly containment. Well, what's the word I'm looking for?
Stasis units?
No. Mostly used in containment. Like lab containment equipment. Look like very sophisticated stuff.
Do you know what Connie you're fitting for the drop off for the equipment?
The drop off wasn't too much further from where we were ambushed at. Maybe 500,000 kilometers. Maybe 1,000,000 kilometers.
Out of curiosity, is this a route you've traveled through in the past?
Oh God, no! We've never been to this part before.
Did your captain act awkward or unusual?
I think he was nervous. I mean, that much was obvious. But we've worked with the captain, some of us, for 15 years. We had no reason not to trust him and trust this deal.
Any disagreements with your husband and your captain?
If there was, it wasn't public. And my husband didn't mention anything about any arguments with the captain. I mean, if there's anybody who's known the captain longer, it would be my husband.
Well, I want to thank you for your time and you get some rest.
And she'll just kind of nod and lay back, trying to stop herself from throwing up a few more times.
I'm assuming she was pretty forthcoming with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't detect any attempts at deception or anything like that.
She's going to approach the doctor. Your other patient, she mushes the arm. Has he been cooperative?
Yes. Then claiming not to know what the device in his wrist is, it's been fairly forthcoming. If you'd like to talk to him,
Okay.
none of his injuries should impede that.
Thank you, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And she approaches Kel.
Captain,
Are you feeling well enough to answer a few questions?
I think so. Your doctor's been pretty competent, I must say.
I have been told by your chief engineer that you work as an engineer on board.
Mostly, yes.
mostly?
I try to be useful where I can. So if the chief needs something done in engineering, I help out there. If the captain needs a bridge shift covered, I help out there. If we need the cargo moved on and off the ship, I help out there.
I'm just trying to figure out how your vessel got ambushed, other than being in this region. It seemed like you had some trouble with the sensors. At some points you were blind and told that you, along with other engineers, worked on the sensors. I was just curious on your thoughts on the matter.
What's there to say at this point? I mean, the ship is ruined. Most of the crew is dead.
Does he feel any remorse for that?
Yes.
Tamika, how long have you been on board?
It's not that long. What is it? 8, 9 months, maybe? And I know what you're going to say. Why isn't Orion working on a cargo vessel in the first place, right?
I wasn't. In fact, it's a very common thing.
Gently point to the Orion medical officer walking around sick bay.
In fact, one of my groomers is Orion. For one, I'm told she helped save your life.
Well, it's good to see another Orion trying to break through the stereotypes that we receive.
But
I know
do
how we
have a
come off,
question.
Captain.
But I do have a serious question about that device in your arm. You say you know nothing of it?
This is the first time I've ever even heard about it.
Is he being truthful?
Give me an Insight Command Diff 2.
Would you take deception as a focus?
I will.
I will give you a threat. And I will reroll that complication. Severance at focus.
There you go.
Kel, I know you now. You know about this device, that it is a long-range communicator. And I would like you to be cheerful to me. Because I know you feel guilty, some remorse for what happened. Were you in a way contact with someone during your time that could track that ship?
Look, the captain was worried about the profits recently. What we were trading was not cutting it. And so he asked me if I had any contacts who could offer us more lucrative deals.
Go on.
All I know is that my contact said to meet him out here at these coordinates.
Your contact, was he aware of what you were carrying? The lab equipment?
Yes. Who do you think
He was
we
aware.
was? Yes, he was the one that was going to pay us.
He
We
was the
already
one
got
that was
paid
going
for
to
the
pay
job.
us.
This makes no sense why he would attack us. He did warn us, though. He said that the veil doesn't move; it shifts. I have no idea what that means.
Say it to repeat that.
That posted, yeah, I posted in the right place. The veil doesn't move; it shifts. That was the only line of warning my contact gave us. I, I guess it meant what happened.
Who is your contact?
Give me presence command diff 3.
Persuasion for focus?
Yes.
Take a threat?
Ooh, very nice. Gain momentum. Listen. I could arrange for you to meet with our contact. He's an information broker. Maybe he knows more. But he's going to want an exchange of some type.
Is that how you got that communicator in your arm? It's pretty high grade.
Let's just say if the captain needs me for something, I'm the one that makes sure it gets done. The captain came to me with this problem, and I tried to find a solution. I didn't mean for this to happen. You have to believe me on that.
Is he telling the truth?
Yeah,
Because your ship was ran into an ambush. So either you were set up, or you're in on this.
trust me, Captain. I would not hurt my crew like this. After the 8 months that I've been on this ship, they've treated me better than anyone has ever treated me.
And how do you make contact with this individual?
He'll point to his wrist.
And this meat spot, he was supposed to be here?
Yes, we were supposed to transfer the supplies onto his ship, and they were supposed to take it wherever they needed it.
And there were 19 individuals aboard your ship, correct?
Yes.
Kel, for the time being, once the doctor clears you from sickbay, you'll be admitted to a set of guest quarters where you'll be under guard with limited access to communication. If you get contacted, I expect you to notify me right away.
Understood.
She walks away to go talk to the doctor real quick. Doctor?
Captain, what can I do for you?
When you finish with Cal, he's to essentially remain under house arrest.
I understand. His treatment shouldn't last more than 30 more hours or so.
If anything develops, be sure to let me know.
I understand, Captain.
For the record, Doctor,
Yes?
good work. While Kel does have his own hand to play in what happened, he is also most likely a victim as well.
A double cross? Or a
I am
backstab?
trying to figure that out. So he said they got paid up front for that job. So far, he's been truthful to his own degree. With me.
Paid up front and then ambushed. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. That's the part that's most confusing.
I'll be curious if you find anything out.
I'll take you for your hard work.
Always.
Unfortunately,
My pleasure.
your job is about to get harder since I need to make sure that everyone aboard the ship is accounted for.
Are we expecting people to start disappearing?
Now, just I want to make sure that we'll be thorough at this investigation. Someone could have slipped through.
Well, this is everyone I've received. If you want, I can go with an away team over to the freighter, see if maybe there's a shielded area or something on the ship that we couldn't scan through.
Well, I'm gonna conducting a full investigation team beam over to the ship once the Nausicaan vessel is dealt with. And hopefully maybe the Nausicaan vessel offers some more clues to all of this.
Very well. I would ask that you be expedient with the investigation on the freighter. If there is someone over there that we didn't detect and is still alive, they probably won't be for much longer, especially if what I heard from our Miss Len is correct and there's atmospheric breaches.
I tend to be as thorough as possible, coding to figure out if their cargo is even missing.
I understand, Captain. I'm just in the business of saving lives.
Yes, but however, if someone did leave the ship and their cargo's gone, that means there was another vessel involved.
Understood.
Thank you for your hard work, Doctor, and let the rest of your medical team know as well.
I'll pass it along.
She nods and leaves sick bay.
All right. We'll head back to Captain. Was there anything else you were wanting to do, Captain, Doctor? Anything else you guys wanted to do?
As an off-screen, he was probably going to take Giggle down to the brig and check in on some of the Nausicaans that got beamed aboard. See if there's anything actually critical that needs to be dealt with, or if everyone's just sleeping off a stun setting.
Yeah, most of the people you're probably going to get are sleeping off a stun setting, because it's pretty much either we're stunned by the gas, or you're the away team, or they killed each other, basically.
Gotcha.
Anything you were going to do?
Can I talk with Rix over cons?
Okay. I'll send you to ready room for that. I'll leave the floor to you.
Kaski 2018.
Rick's here, go ahead.
Commander, how's your investigation going over there?
Well, we're still clearing the ship out of all the Nausicaans. They have been neutralized, and we're tagging them for transport over to the Akatsuki for custody. Something you should know, Captain. The Nausicaans were fighting amongst themselves when we arrived. I recommend we keep all of them separate until we can determine who's hostile and who's potentially not as hostile, if there is such a faction. We should probably use the cargo base to enhance our brig space for that purpose.
I'll get Commander Bahak on that.
Ensign Terrell is setting up an interlink between the Akatsuki's computer and the Nausicaan computer. Hopefully that will give us some information. We're still securing the vessel. I'll let you know once we're all clear here.
He actually was carrying medical supplies, as we haven't done an investigation on the freighter yet. Keep an eye out for any cargo that the freighter might have had, as well as any prisoners that they might have taken. That's maybe potentially from the freighter crew. I now want to get a head count of all personnel from the freighter and their cargo. Potentially, the freighter crew was essentially, they were paid for this job, and they were supposed to meet in this area. Unsure if there's another vessel out there or if they were double-crossed. Which doesn't make much sense with current information.
Well, speaking of that, Captain, I've been thinking, given the amount of Nausicaan activity in this region, there could be a base of operations somewhere nearby.
There was a heavy amount of interference that they came across the Ubai route before they entered this region. Tend to go look at that, investigate that further. But for the time being, we do to make sure everything's accounted for.
Aye, sir. We will finish up here in the Nausicaan ship, and once we're clear, we'll hand it off to the engineering department, and I will join the search on the freighter.
Understood. Caskio.
Rixa.
Here to Mahak.
Go ahead, Captain.
Commander, set up containment for our Nausicaan guest and one of the cargo bays. Make sure it's sealed out. We almost likely be at capacity, and supposedly there's signs of mutiny on board the Nausicaan ship. So some of the crew might have to be separated.
Interesting. Do we know why?
I'll just say this entire thing just got more interesting.
Indeed. I will have engineering begin setting up containment units in Cargo Bay 2.
Thank you, Commander. Kier out.
Oh.
Yes?
No, that was just an acknowledgement.
All right. So we're at our normal stopping time here. I will let you guys decide if you wanted to, at the very least, get the Nausicaan ship stuff done, or we could save that for next week. Just trying to get a sense of where you guys are at.
I would say save it for next week, because that hopefully Kane will be back.
Yeah, let's save it.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that should be kind of engineering intensive.
Okay, cool. So with that, we will call this a to be continued.